Dire team back.
Something like a gyrocopter, you know, somewhere where Mars, obviously he wants to fight within his arena of blood. So cooldown, especially since the buff to it is going to be really effective. Sure, the flat cannon sucks once he's got it up, you know, the phalanxes just absorb up the damage, but you know, Io Gyro, you're just able to get, like we were talking about before, so much farm on the map that it's not really going to be too much of a factor.
And they don't ban the gyro, they ban out a Batrider. I would have expected to see, I wonder if they're just saying, nope, there's too many good combos with Io, let's ban something else. I mean, why would you choose Batrider there?
I suppose just trying to secure their safe laner some level of farm. They're probably going to go something that's it doesn't have too much escape potential, that if you just straight run at him is that he can do. Maybe trying to set up for a TA mid, perhaps, avoiding the Batrider mid, because when you've got an IO, you can afford to have a bit more of a playmaking mid, opposed to one that's just going to be farming up heavily. So we'll see what they opt to do. NIGMA, very standard though, going for the Ancient Apparition ban. They've got a ton of heal already, and even though Gambit's already picked up the Crystal Maiden, they don't want to put in any sort of jeopardy anti-heal.
And I would say, again, one of the basic counters people can pick up is something like a Witch Doctor against Io. I don't know if I've actually ever seen that go well for anyone. I imagine that's far too weak of a support combo here anyway, right?
I think it is, yeah. And the fact that, you know, it would be okay against a Chen as well, right? The casks just make his creeps do nothing for a long time, essentially. But yeah, CM and Witch Doctor is a little bit too squishy, and Treant is definitely something that's a bit more along the lines of being able to turn things around. I mean, it gives them a bit of damage as well. They've got alright team fight now. Overgrowth, Freezing Field, Arena of Blood. It's a lot to be able to consider.
And Queen of Pain coming out for NIGMA this time. So they're just stealing Gambit's heroes. Flipping the draft around.
I mean, to be fair, it didn't work out that well for Blizzy last time around, so... you know what? You could have it.
Yeah, let's just take that away. This is, again, we're seeing NIGMA prioritizing a high mobility draft with the Queen of Pain. Obviously, that can move very quickly around the map. They had their last game for that mobility. I relocate Chen. I don't remember the name of the skill.
Which one?
Recall? Syntone?
Divine Favor?
Divine Favor, there we go. I like the functional names. So they have really, really high mobility. That is interesting.
All right, so what Gambit are going for here is they have very little in the form of pickoff right now. You know, sure, you can get a Chen to initiate, and you really don't want a Crystal Maiden on the front lines. Luna, what are you going to do? Loosen Beam for half a second. Mars, I guess when you get the Blink Dagger, there's that small potential, but NIGMA are good enough that you're not going to have GH and Kuroki on the front lines, right? So, I mean, they just want these team fights to be happening in the choke points, I suppose. So I'm interested to see how the Gambit warding game goes with regards to that.
5 seconds.
Right now, feeling they might go Second Knight, just to have a bit more of a tanky frontliner. It's going to really synergize well with the Chen. You can tether into him and have a lot of effectiveness. They've played it with mind control in the past. I don't mind it at all.
That was going to be my question, is do you think we'll have a standard Queen of Pain, or will they also run it in the off lane?
I think, again, it's just going back to how NIGMA want to be a bit more flexible. Not quite to the same extent as Game 1, but this Queen of Pain, it's not yet confirmed whether it's going to be mid or off lane for them. But to Gambit's credit, they do have that last pick, so they're going to be able to, hopefully for them, get a bit of a gotcha pick coming out here.
For a long time, we were seeing a lot of Centaur. So I feel like it's fallen off, but I also look at this draft and think, well, if Gambit wants to fight in choke points, and you just have a NIGMA Centaur ult to run away. Would that be effective here, or is Arena and Overgrowth too good at locking people down?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. The Overgrowth, I mean, Stampede, what does that do? Nothing. And then you're just going to be running into the phalanxes over and over and over again and taking a ton of damage. So I think Nigma's got enough sustain to be able to tank up at least the start of those sorts of engagements with... I don't think Kuroki's going to be punished quite as heavily as YYY was on this Chen. He's going to get that mech up early on. He's not going to have level 6 at, it was like 18 minutes. I think it's going to come a little bit sooner than that. Just because of how NIGMA have a more advanced understanding of map control. You know, they're not going to lose both of their outposts at the 10-minute mark.
I don't think they'll be as heavily pressured in lane either. Although, I mean, Trian is a fairly strong laner, since he just punches so hard.
See you later, nerd.
Picks up an Orb of Venom. Now, I know I was casting with Blizzard the other day, and he mentioned that Orb just feels broken on melee heroes right now. I don't know, is it worth the price on supports? Like, will we see this Trian picking it up?
It really depends on which support you build it up on. I think with Trian it's okay, just because, like you were saying, just I like this Wraith King as well. It's another one of those heroes that you can just throw onto the front lines. A little bit unconventional to play it in the off lane, which I'm thinking it's probably just because you can tank up a lot of that early aggression. You know, you pop the Arena of Blood, you pop the and probably not the Treant and CM ultis early on, but then he just revives, you know, and he's able to snowball with the rest of his team. So you're probably going to see Kuroki and GH holding a lot of their sustain until Wraith King dies the first time, unless it's very easy to turn that around. And Lina, it's very much just like a catch-all. You know, it's going to have an okay time. GPK, he's a skilled enough player. He's going to be able to make something happen against Weeha. Yeah, it's just about what the team is going to be able to.
I haven't been particularly impressed with the Linas that I've seen. They individually have played well, but there does seem to be this lag point in her power spike that honestly is where a lot of other heroes tend to spike. So she does well early, and then it feels like that early mid-game struggles a little bit, and then that's when other people come online, and so you have these weird weak points in a Lina draft.
Yeah, I mean, it does need to be a little bit snowbally to be able to make something happen. I didn't realize the new Wraith King actually sat down on his throne in the draft screen. That was pretty cool.
The I saw Wickham tweet out the Chinese version as well, with all the bones covered, and it is very intimidating, just sitting there and judging you.
It looks pretty cool. I wonder if they're ever going to release that as like another alternate style for us non-Chinese, just so we can all experience the same things. We'll see.
That would be really cool. I would enjoy that. Obviously the assets are already made.
Yeah, exactly. It's no extra work. But we will see. I mean, how
interesting.
Going to go?
So
I mean, I feel like we might have GH and Miracle pairing up together, not Kuroki, and then having mind control together. Oh man, he's still in his chair.
Of course he's featured on this screen. Oh my gosh, he did get out of the throne, though, to start chopping us. Like, if we had a VR headset on there, I think I might have flinched.
Wait, he was kicking at me.
Oh, he was chopping on my screen.
It's just full on, this is sputtering my face, you know?
Maybe I'm blind. Now I'm questioning my memories.
Maybe it's different for each person.
It's possible. Okay, so GH Miracle in the offlane. Mind control in the safe lane.
Yep. Something a little bit different for the off lane. I mean, with the Luna, you don't have an insane amount of attack range, so you don't mind all too much about getting up in their face, especially when you've got this Wisp that's able to fight. Doesn't have sort of turn rates, so he doesn't need to worry about that. He's able to get a lot of harass going on. It's underneath the disco ball as well.
Okay, so bottom looks like investing a lot down here. Yeah, he gets slowed. There's no Orb of Venom on Excess Vampire, so no extras from him. But he does have the boots.
And he's got it queued up, so what you were saying before, it seems pretty viable. Kuro, mindful of being harassed all too much in the lane, he's got that buckler early on. And looks like they're doing a little bit of a lane swap here. Mind Control walking up towards the top side.
So maybe the lanes weren't exactly what they expected, but they could just be running an aggressive tri-lane here to start now that they've seen Gambit's lanes. Which Gambit's lanes are pretty standard, so I feel like there aren't any surprises coming out from that.
Yeah. If Gambit did want to change things up, they could. They've got this really deep Observer Ward place, so there are no miracles on the bottom side. But for now, he's just going to be on this safe lane and try his body box because you've got 3 Enigma heroes on the top side for now. Standing of where Excess Vampire is as well. Yeah, and there we go.
Yeah.
The TP just comes straight down from GH. Maria?
Will it make it? Yeah, the CM right click is strong enough. So I'm not... What kind of kill potential do you expect down here? Will Miracle be able to take anyone out with Leash and a few stacks, or is GH not quite a strong enough support to do that?
I think he needs to build up a few stacks. I think you need level 3 minimum. This build that YOY's got, it's basically the exact same one that I consistently go. It gives you a lot of kill potential at that level 2 mark, which I think Gambit will especially need to try and transition into the mid-game. You know, 3 mangoes, you can just spam out your first 2 abilities and try and get an early pickoff.
And in the top lane, Excess Vampire just running through the trees, trying to be annoying. There's a lot of hot pepper fighting going on.
Hot potato?
Yeah, it's a very, very spicy top lane.
Potatoes.
Maybe it's because of it's looking spicy.
Could be.
Yeah,
Got a good spear
GPK's
back
pretty
and
low.
slow here from YYY. If he was a little bit faster, he could have actually frozen him underneath the tower and guaranteed that kill for his team, but not opting to use it quick enough.
And in the mid lane, GPK and Weeha, both of them almost died. There was a clutch fairy fire from Wee to keep them alive here. So both mid laners pretty low right now. It looks like they're even
Blizzy,
as well, though. A few more
Blizzy's
denies on
doing
GPK.
exactly what he needs to as well. He's pulling this lane through. Dramatic, but the fact that they didn't get a kill early on there with YYY, that's basically lane losing. He used all of his mangoes. He's been left alone. There's some great understanding as well. The fact that Blizzy was doing this pull through and blood as a result.
And up top, we also see the tree fall. So, okay, good to know. Thank you for that contribution, NIGMA. So they lose the Wraith King up top in getting that treant, but still 2-1 for NIGMA. And so in the mid lane, GPK winning so far, doing a little better on the denies, but has been forced out of lane at the moment and is going to have to run back, giving Weeha a lot of space by himself here.
Yeah, absolutely, he's getting a lot of denies off as well. Well, he's doing his best to try and shove this wave in as much as he can. He doesn't want to burn too much mana doing it though. So just getting the denies through as much as possible. He's, again, going to be another one if this continues.
Mind Control taking some grass up top. I don't think they have the damage. That Orb of Venom is out, but the slow's not enough. And the Soccer Ball goal to clinch the escape. And something interesting Mind Control is doing here is he has a Quelling Blade and he's against a tree. He's been deforesting this top lane consistently to prevent Excess Vampire's ability to walk around invis and land some of his spells. I think Mind Control's in a little more trouble at this point. Yeah, helpful. Little too aggressive there.
little too aggressive. Kuroki leaving the lane means he doesn't have that buckler, as well as... Well, he actually isn't even skilled up the Divine Favor, going for a much more aggressive style here on Kuro. That's really odd. I think 1 point in it is always value.
Well, maybe they just want to kill. I mean, I guess they just want to kill people. They played pretty aggressive last game, so this doesn't surprise me. And when your two supports are a Chen IO, I could see the value in wanting to have kill potential on what are a little more defensive supports usually.
Yeah, I suppose, but you're able to get a lot more aggressive if you've got the HP to be able to do so, right?
Mm-hmm. Dream, what does Dream have flying out? All right, Dream's got boots on the way. He'll be able to chase down Mind Control even more effectively. Kuro is here to assist this time, so Mind Control won't fall. I'd say Dream is probably having a slightly better game this time around. We'll have to keep it if they stack for him. So
yeah,
far,
I haven't seen too much team play from the supports just yet. You know, you had previously Kuro rotate through, secured the 4-minute rune for his mid laner, and Excess Vampire as well as the CM on the bottom side, YYY, they can stay down there.
Although YYY is up top now, going on Kuro. They've got the double slow out. It's getting pretty low, frostbitten up, and a nice last hit Lucen's beam from Dream. So good rotation from GAMBIT, making sure they can get some of those kills. I would definitely say this offlane is the easier target for them.
Oh yeah.
And Mind Control, a little aggressive. Yeah, nice mango here from YYY, as you said, to just keep going forward with those spells. Now, no mangoes left, so have one spell rotation in from Weeha. That is a very dead Crystal Maiden.
Yep. I'm liking the target prioritization that GAMBIT had in that previous fight. Mind Control had recently picked up the Infused Raindrops, so the harass that was coming through from the CM as well as the Luna, not quite as effective. And then saying, you know what, if that's the case, then we're just going to kill your Chan instead. But that time around, yeah, just overstaying their welcome a little bit. Should have realized that, well, those raindrops, they're still there.
And we are, and GH diving on GPK in the mid lane. GPK has a regen once gets this dagger off, and there's the rotation from YYY to stop anything further.
Hurt the ones you love.
Blizzy working towards his sword. I imagine, I haven't been watching him too much, but I imagine he's just been pulling while his supports rotate.
As much as he can, but as a result of that, you can see in Miracle, he's level 6, whereas see, he's stuck on his level 4. Ulti if you need to.
Looks like they want to hold on to it for now. Yeah. GPK has rotated down. That regen rune has full mana. Maybe just looking for an easy pickoff on GH. That is an easy Laguna. Yeah, GH will fall.
Alright, so that's a bit of a better approach in this laning stage, going nowhere near as poorly this time around for GAMBIT. So it's always going to be a scary prospect with here farming up to a decent extent. He's in the lead on his net worth. He's got the Arcane Ring, which is really great for Slark, despite not being an intelligence hero, just to be able to spam out those Dark Packs.
And looking at Weeha, he's getting the map now. That they are, NIGMA's putting out as much pressure as they can.
Yep. A bit more of these well, the rotations have been better from YYY, you know, as opposed to just sitting around and letting NIGMA come to them. He's taken the front foot. Excess Vampire, he stayed on this top side, which I can understand. You know, you want to make sure that Dream's going to have an alright time. Hopefully he doesn't go more than 1 point into the leech seed. I think it's just a bit of value for the catch.
And that is pretty dangerous here for Dream with the Weeha rotation. The heal is out from the Dream, keeping Dream alive for now. Wee throws out the ultimate. That is a very dead Luna. Curl might pay with his life. Looks like he's able to run away, and Excess Vampire in trouble now. He's running through the trees, trying to be as annoying as possible.
Yeah, I can't do all of that much. And I mean, this is the difference, right? With the draft, you've got the Chen. He used the Divine Favor to bring Weeha towards the top side. They were able to get an easy kill from that. And yeah, they're just transitioning that into further kills. Whereas you've got GPK sitting in the jungle. Sure, it's great with a couple of these stacks that he's been able to put up for himself, but there's no lane pressure happening as a result of it. And you can see now, Excess Vampire, he had to TP back up towards the top side, but he might be going down once more.
Looks like he's pretty safe in the trees right now, although they do have vision on him. Mind control just being as annoying as possible, and this is the Mars rotation, so Slow is out on mind control. He does not have his ultimate skilled at the moment. If Blizzy can get this tree, the arena is there. He still has the spear left to throw, and GPK here as well. Easy kill. Continuing that ball that you said was important on Lena, and she still has the Laguna Blade if they want to for something else.
Yeah, Miracle's sitting up the top side of the... Oh, Dream, he's in a bit of trouble though. This is horrible for Gambit. They need to get people there ASAP, but it's just going to be too late.
And the tree heal Dream alive. It's pretty impressive there. Miracle has the ultimate to shift into. Dream salving as well with GPK here. The Laguna Blade is out, and the Luna... A few more hits, but the kill goes to the Crystal Maiden. The right click.
Yeah, so they actually get something out of it. This is really good for Gambit. You know, that time around as well, they were able to keep control of one of their outposts. They nearly had both, actually. Kuroki getting it with about half a second. So that XP gone to... And it's all the effectiveness of being able to be a bit more fight fit early on.
This Excess Vampire heal it's 2 fights in a row where it's really extended the lifespan of Dream and enabled Gambit to trade.
Yep. And again, it's that global presence. You know, you don't need to be standing next to them. That's why I really don't like the Leech Seed too much. I can understand wanting the Nature's Grasp, wanting to stop the pressure coming out from this Wraith King, from the Chen. They're always going to be really strong, as well as this Queen of Pain now that she's got her ultimate. Play game right now, making sure that Vampire's the one taking the unsafe farm, trying to push out lanes as much as possible.
And
find him.
Will they be able to? Yeah, they see him now. The stun is out. He can keep running through the trees, but that is not enough to keep him alive.
Siege might have been able to use the Leech Seed a little earlier, but I was mindful about giving away his position.
And here's Blizzy with GPK on the back line. Now the spear is just a moment too late. It would have been a beautiful setup otherwise. And Weeha has his ultimate here, so if they can get GPK low, they'll shove it back. Yeah, the next ultimate here from Crystal Maiden does get canceled. Dream ulting a lot of damage here, so Queen of Pain and Chen will fall, but here is Miracle with GH, the relocate in. They take out GPK and they disengage.
Straight out of there, you know, they're able to slow down the Lina, but again, that was basically all ultimates popped to be able to get a couple of kills, and we're able to secure their top tower. I think that's really important. Hopefully, Excess Vampire is going to start using the living armor on that. Go. They just control as my Blizzy. He's in a bit of trouble.
There is Dream here to back him up, though, and Slark not even a chance to get the ultimate off. Weeha's gonna blink in, trade for Blizzy. And there is a TP here from G.
Run, Drew.
YYY, mind control. Continues. Really low, has the blink, gets out. Nick of time, GH keeping him alive. And we'll see the mech on GH this game rather than on Kuro-Chen.
Okay, so just wanted to be that aura carrier on Kuroki. It's perfectly understandable. I wonder when he's going to start transitioning into a Holy Locket, because that's going to be real value this game. And as well, with you can see Excess got the Meteor Hammer queued up for himself. He's going to cancel, because that's going to be insane value against this heal lineup.
I guess Slark has a way to purge it, but otherwise...
It's more aura now, right? Because it's probably one of the most valuable items in the game for him, right?
Imagine that could be on Mars, but he'll be going for the...
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Who else would build it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't either.
So GPK.
Sure.
Else flying out. Let's see what it is. Oh, just clarities. I was wondering if he had already hit the boost of travel. And a stun on to GPK here from NIGMA. Pretty much the full team. I mean, it is the full. Very dead GPK.
Well, Io and Slark, they're going to go back top side. Mind Control actually able to secure. Surprising, to be honest. Into the Radiant jump to include the entire game, because I don't have the outpost. They've got essentially zero information. It's Observer Ward on the high ground.
Excess Vampire and seems to be fast enough away. And one power there for more map control.
Excess Vampire, he moves forward, he casts the Nature's Graph just to try and slow it down again. One more time, the tower. Out from Gap this time.
They're scarier to fight into right now. I think in the last game we would have seen NIGMA, right? To slow play this a little more.
Yep, I completely agree. And I'm from GPK. It's the Mars, so not wanting to potential all focused on. Great if they can get in that fight and way to try NIGMA heroes.
Yeah. Pulling up net worth because I'm terrible and left these poor, wonderful people for a very long time. Significantly. The top of the net to I would say farm faster than Monkey. The glaives, other stacks, if any. I know, but I don't know if the supports had a chance to stack for Dream.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, attached. Boom! I think he's baiting out a few. Base going. Game audio, as you know, top tower taking a ton of damage, mid tower as well. Got the living armor available. Maybe just trying to wait for his level 8 to power it up a little bit. Yeah.
And there is. I'm GAMBIT in jungle and see. Oh, that's the target. You can move to use it. There is the relocate on Io. So NIGMA, I guess choosing. About this, they're just going to let him fall.
Yeah. Just letting us enjoy the Doom music when he respawns.
I did enjoy that. I think that's a little musical effect. It's
crossing music for some awesome comparisons.
I need that.
It was the greatest crossover on the same day. Supporting each other. For his warding mission that he's gone, he's popped the smoke there in the dire jungle. With a lot more information. Wet detected.
Miracle eating the in the arena, but and Laguna down. Successfully, the YYY ultimate ground line control. Should fall. The overgrowth holding. It clears out a lot of damage, but locked down. I'm trying to keep him alive. Also to fall, so NIGMA.
But did Slug die?
Yes, Slug fall.
Yeah, he grew permanent stacks from that, so horrible for him in terms of scaling ability in inches, but it's not horrible for. But they did have to pop a few to make that happen though. So it's the play you know, instantly reset. Although Sonic Wave used from Weeha, Guard used, still a minute and a half line, so say about an even trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both teams are a little cooldown dependent. Yeah, I think Gambit are more so. Obviously,
Yeah.
they certainly need those ults, and yeah, well, posturing for it. Just continue and take this tower through the living armor. That must be so frustrating.
And this is the repair kit as well. About that, if Gambit get out of the 27-minute, kicking themselves.
Or that. Yeah. This game is just. Are they actually going? Are we concerned? A timer.
I mean, that third core, then the in terms of late game scaling, you can, on the front line's a lot more easy. He's not super cooldown dependent. His ultimate ends up being a big for them. I suppose it really depends on the style of items that they're going here on Gambit. You can see the MKB is next on the agenda for Dream to try push faster, pressure on all sides of the map. Like in this, taking a bit aggressive farm, he's not being punished for it. So this is the sort of thing that you need to have happen if you're going to try and eke out a win against a team like NIGMA.
And I mean, they tend to just Dream farm and ultimates are back up. You know, they've it's on both sides. Have to be careful about thing and maybe see if one I might be okay.
Most of his level 3 just picked it up. See you later, Kuro. The creeps.
And
they've spotted him as well.
Kuro. Yeah, so for Gambit, giving them and continue this middle tower.